Hey everybody, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. So I thought I'd just jump back in and talk kind of off the cuff because, well, that's what I do anyway, and I really don't have anything in mind, but something will come. And I think that something is going to be about knowing what to prioritize and what to let go and not invest in. Okay, so it's not a new concept that if you look at the brain as a computer, um, and what you put your power and thought and RAM into, whatever situation that is, that takes up that certain amount of RAM, then you can't put it towards something else. So just like a big computer program, it takes up a lot of that space and you may not run as fast or as focused on other things that may be as important. The 80-20 rule you may have heard of, 20% is what really matters. 80% is bullshit within business and probably within life. I'd say that's good. So for me, as I'm talking to you, there's all this crap just coming from different directions. Just obnoxious situations and things that I've probably got myself into, had a role in doing it, but other things that are just life and they happen. And why does that matter? Well, in divorce, it's a big jumble and tangled mess of these kind of things. And you want to know what to invest your energy in and what not to. Only you can tell that. Literally, probably for the last 2 days, I've absolutely wasted my time battling with the ex about stupid shit. That's a total waste of time, and it set me back on my goals. So I'd invite you, again, get out the pad and paper and write down what's important. And sometimes we need to vent. Sometimes we need to, get things off our chest or get in that nasty space and just deal with it. But then eventually come out of it. And the idea, I think, is to shorten the amount of time you're in it. We're human. Not pretty much, I assume everybody's human out there. And we're going to get dragged into this or started or something. But the idea is to get away from it as soon as you can. So I think that is our theme today. So how do we do that? Well, we look at the root of all this, and I think it's probably fear, loss. I've been saying I think probably a lot today, and that shows lack of commitment when I say that. So that's a lesson in of itself. Just do it. What is it that's important, and handle it. And discipline can come into this, and focus. How do you focus yourself? Are you eating right? Are you exercising? Because these affect how we approach things. So, it's easy to get stuck in the swamp. But what's going to pull us out of it? Getting back in touch with ourselves and what's important. And a lot of times it can be just laziness, which is fear in a lot of ways, trapping us within that circular thinking. And so if you need a little time, watch a movie, take a breath, but you're going to have to power through it, just like the stack of bills I don't want to deal with, but I got to power through that. Other stuff happening with kids within the relationship. And is this a fight, worth fighting, right? So with my son, he doesn't want to go to camp and that kind of thing. So that's a big upset for me because that's how I relate to him through sports and camp and shared experiences. But for whatever reason, he's not in that space. So I can force it. But ultimately, particularly when they live in a separate house a lot of the time with mom who's not on the same page, dude, you just got to let it go sometimes. Sometimes you don't, but when to let it go. And there's several things I'm just letting go. Might cost a little more money, but it's just costing money to dwell on it and to go back and forth and get all pissy. Just let it go, bro. And I think you can always pick it back up if it's a problem. Now if it's something you should keep fighting away at, or just it's not worth it. the children are this age. When they're older, maybe, but perhaps I'm doing more damage by stirring it up. And that's the great clusterfuck of divorce, is what I call the Taliban situation, in that even if you're right, the fighting between the two parents just is not good for the kids, and they soak it up. And then for me, I'll call, and maybe the kid's not even thinking about that upset fighting between the parents, and they're tired or stubbed their toe. But when I hear what I determine to be sadness in their voice, and we're going at it as the background to that, even if they don't even know or what have you, that gets me, the Achilles heel. That's like a spear right in the chest for me. When I hear them sad, and if I connect that to something going on between myself and the ex, I generally let it go. You may not want to listen to me a lot, because it's not that I back down, but I will always, do whatever I can to stitch that up, that situation where they're feeling upset, to just come to some kind of resolution, so there's a degree of peace and everything. Does that make me, dumb because I may give in when I shouldn't? Maybe, but that's just how I think. So you have to make your own decision. I'm maybe, whatever in that situation. Soft or what have you. I don't know. I believe the kids will understand in the end that good will triumph over darkness, is my belief. So that's what I got for you today, and I'm here for you. Some of you are about to go into this, are in it, did go through the divorce thing. I would invite you for today's vlog just to say, all right, man, I'm getting caught up here. I didn't work out the other day, or I had a crappy workout, or I'm not focused on this, or the house is a mess, or whatever. What can I let go? And is really going to kill me if I look back from 20 years from now. What is the issue with letting it go? Is it really going to matter? And give yourself some compassion, because we all want to be right. We don't want to give in. We sometimes need to strike out because we're upset. I get it. But just by asking the question, what kind of garbage can I let go? That may open up some doors and some new energy and new solutions. Because when you're not locked in combat with the other person, and they're left to deal with that mess coming back to them, it can change them. The theory that a gift given but not received belongs to the one who is trying to give it. Because if I do not receive that gift, meaning anger, then who's it going to belong to? The person who's trying to give it. They'll try to give it to somebody else, I guess. That's all I got for today. I'm here for you, and take care until we talk again.